royalty that's royalty inside my DNA, royalty that's melanin inside my DNA. Like, when I tell you these fucking karmics are out here letting their ancestors are like basically popping out their mouths and making them tell on themselves and focus, and like really just exposing like their true ancestry. This shit is wild. Like, when you're on a 5D, you can just watch shit. You're basically, sitting high and looking low, but on, not like the most high, but from your higher self, looking low and watching this 3D bullshit play out. And it's been hilarious because these karmics have been getting shut down by more angelic energies or high frequencies. I mean, they just, foots on their neck. So, while it's nice to see or nice to hear who will be showing up and sexually harassing a person at their job where they're working, right? It's just the level of desperation that you openly break laws in front of people and on camera, on stolen. It's nice to see what they be talking about on land they're still trying to, keep, even though it's stolen. They stole it, right? And it's like, the desperation is real, like the subject, their hot topic is my genitals, of course, and my hot topic is reparations. Where's our, it's like it's past reparations. It's like they're about to start, like, whole bloodlines are about to start disappearing off the disease that they brought to us, and it's gonna mutate into something for them. Just for them. They can't put this on anybody else because nobody else is going to get sick. They can try to inject whatever, but it's going to be one, like, specified to those who are not native to the land, who have hate in their heart like that. Put a battery in their back to make them go to someone's job, go out of their way to do something like that. That's a different kind of DNA. That's a Judas DNA. And the collective, we have that Jesus DNA. And what Judas did, he was stealing from Jesus the whole time. And this is just basically the Bible energetically rewriting itself, right? And what better way? I'm in conflict. I will read the Bible, but it's just kind of like, it's so many changes have taken place in it, because it's changed so many hands and so many people had a book in it, just to have some shit to say. It seems like, but I could be wrong. There are valuable messages in, well, I guess just about anything, so I stand corrected on that. But they're really telling on their true heritage, which is like, they've always been focused on the collectives. They always been like on the nuts of the collective, the 100, like, it's like always, like I said in a previous video, their frequency doesn't go any higher than our root and sacral, which would be the reproductive and survival, right? Which would be finance and our sexual organs, our wombs. Well, not even our wombs, just our sexual organs. And they attack the womb, especially like of the black woman, because they, and especially if you're a royal bloodline, because they don't want you fucking reproducing, right? So it's just like they try to spread all these nasty rumors and lies, and try to stay attached and try to bind you to anything to that you can't reproduce, basically. That would be it. Like, but in this, the 3D realm is actually sex trafficking, which they don't realize. Like, it's good to know how you would be trying to determine how me and anybody I meet interact, right? I mean, to sit there and go out of your way and do that, it's nice to see who will be up here engaging in sex trafficking practices. I mean, how wrong? Am I wrong? So they're just, and it's been monstrous, honestly, how they've been going about trying to tear me down. I'm just like, y'all are funny because y'all are like breaking laws on camera and shit, and there's witnesses, and just like, it's time to give it a rest. It's like, you really need to stop, because it's just like your peasantry is showing, like, it really is like you're like straight criminals, and you're going out of your way to show everybody that really high key you're a criminal. A criminal who is not afraid to show they're a criminal because you think you have power and control. We've been sitting back laughing at you, the motherfuckers, the whole time, while they sit there and pretend like they're happy, and that all that partying and all these events they throw isn't an escape from their real fucking life. Like, dude, it's like these weddings and everything, and them getting married amongst each other because they're so afraid to love anyone else authentically, and they don't even love each other. They sit around and talk to each other. Talk about each other. I've heard the conversations, and they are funny. Yeah, and these are people that the collective isn't even checking for. Like, they just pop up out of nowhere like a zombie. Like, when you turn the light on, it's like the light is here, the empress here, the emperor is here, divine feminine, divine masculine is here. It's just like, yeah, that they might as well be announcing that shit, because it's just like, how do you know me but I don't know you? This is like, you're a groupie, you're a fan, you're not even a hater, you're just a confused fan. And what they're basically doing the same slave tactics where like the collective is working, like, and it's funny because they're doing it in front of the people that they stole the land from. That's the funniest part. I'm like, they're doing it right in their faces, and they're getting so bold with it, and then they talk about they had human zoos back in the slavery days where they were always on a black woman's ass, just like something so glorious about the black woman's ass that they willing to die on a fucking metal table for it, right? Just to get the attention that we get. It's just like, we got great asses. I mean, it is what it is. But they tried to demonize it first. First they were jealous, and then they tried to demonize it, and then they tried to colonize it, and they tried to appropriate it, right? Because they've always been on our genitals, and it's like, if they're men basically secretly desired us, but not really so secretly in front of I've seen the way white this is in every race. When a man starts to talking to his wife like shit about another race, it gets real nasty, ugly. So they're probably behind the scenes pillow talking, and like, why don't you have this like one of them black girls or some crazy shit, like, and they put it, or they get mad because they caught their man looking. I'm like, baby, if you gotta do that to keep him, I don't fuck what the fuck would I want with him. Like, I don't want him because he's with you, and two, because you gotta do all that. That's somebody that's not loyal. So it's like, you're thinking you're better than me, but look what you're doing, trying to destroy another female to keep him, to keep his eyes off her. That doesn't make sense. Like, why would anybody else want it? Like, you will be the only one dedicated to the motherfucker, I swear, unless they find someone as desperate as you would be to fight over a dude, or go put a battery in your back to go against a female who doesn't even want him. Like, what? Who wasn't paying attention to him, wasn't checking for him, wasn't giving him any fucking attention or paying him any mind, and you come in for another female. You're sad, you're sick, seek help. Like, really and truly. Like, I don't know what it is about these chicks who think they have that much privilege, but fortunately they talk their shit from a distance, and or across a counter or some shit like that, or they'll mumble it under their breath while we're in passing, whatever, as long as you keep it moving, it's kind of whatever. I get glimpses, bits and pieces of it, but I'm not really checking for it, because it's just like, okay, you paid this money to waste your time doing what? Like, so you paid to come here and think about me. Okay, cool, you could have did that shit at home, but all right. But yeah, this is what I've been experiencing. It's been funny to me, because I'm like, look at these, like, at their wedding, thinking about me, speaking about me. It's just like, what? Probably pillow talking about me, because I get more that body count that they were out there screaming out, what was it, 30 or something like that, and put up some bullshit on Facebook of a fake number, and they rounded up. Just like, yes, I did play devil's advocate. Yes, I will lie to a fucking liar. I sure will. I don't mind. And they just fucking jumped all over it, and it's just like, because that's the only thing they can't attack my mind, because they can't even keep up with it. They can't even keep up with the intellect. And these people who were running around, they were just trying to make me out to just be a hoe and nothing else, when I'm the one sitting there. I have all this, and mind you, I work hard, but I work hard for me, because I want to build my skills. I want to build my business or whatever I might be doing under the guise with somebody else's money. That's what I'm doing. I'm just doing it with somebody else's money. That's all. and I work hard. I go hard for my education, my own personal education. I'm not gonna sit here and slack off on my education because some trash Beckies are, willing to go out of their way and possibly end up in jail. I mean, that ain't on me. So, like I said, they're ancestors. This is how they got in. They can befriend you because you already see right through them. They're not loyal. They're not even loyal to themselves to not go out of their way to do some shit like that. But anyways, and really just ruin their own spirit is weird. They might talk some shit about the rumor, but it's a rumor. So it's kind of like, who are you hurting here? Because it's like, why are you so pressed about somebody else's genitals? Like, it's like, my genitals are nowhere near you. You literally came out of your way to worry about what the fuck happened in a bedroom or wherever the fuck, whatever the fuck happened. Meanwhile, these bitches are out here trying to sell themselves to a man because that's just what it is. Marriage is mostly, if it's not out of pure love, if you're not marrying the love of your life, if you're marrying it like self-deluding yourself into believing you love a motherfucker because he can provide a good life for you, you don't love that person. You're selling yourself to him. You're a prostitute for a diamond ring and stability. But whatever, instead of improving your skills, you rather lay on your back and let a man dumping you raw for the rest of your life instead of strapping up and putting on some condoms and or even being single and like satiating yourself or whatever, or not, whatever floats your boat. These bitches would rather be sold out. They would rather marry their own family members than like be single and develop a personality and some real skills, instead of being a pick-me, because like my skills are just the shit I was interested in. That's just how my brain works. I'm interested in it, I go after it. Unless it's a dude, it's just like I can take it or leave it. I do not pursue. That's just what it is for me. I'm not about to be pursuing a man, and it doesn't work like that for me. And I really don't have to. And it's not on some conceited shit. I just don't. Like, why would I do that when really I just mind my business and I'm not paying attention half the time. If a guy is interested in me, and if he's interested in, I'm not hard to talk to most of the time. But anyways, now that I went off on that little tangent for almost 13 minutes almost into the video. So now that enough time is wasted on that, these soulless beings, these zombies, is where I feel like we really are in the zombie apocalypse. Is it was hot outside today, and like motherfuckers were showing their, like when you put something in the light, what happens? It gets exposed. That's all they have. You put it in light, it's exposed. And the sun, for them, just too hot. They started mouth breathing. Like a kettle pot lets off steam, it starts whistling. It was that. They just start blowing off steam and saying a bunch of dumb shit. It's just like, oh shit, the alarm is sounding. They're in the area. They're coming in droves to basically say a bunch of dumb shit. It gets gets shut down. So it's just it's been a pathetic thing. And what they're, they used to. It's always the same pattern. It's like they try to befriend, or sometimes they're just flat out, I'm gonna just be your enemy, or they're trying to sniff around, feel you out. But either way, there is a process. I can't even say there's a method to the madness. But they can't be friends with you. They see you're not interested. Because they ain't gang. Who's not gang bitch? Let me find out. They ain't really about shit that you really want to talk about, like building a future, building some kind of empire, different things that you could do to better yourself. They don't talk about this shit. They don't even talk about it amongst each other, because look what they get together to do. Half the time, like in their free space in their brain, that was a reflex. What you practice is what your reflex. It takes 2 months to develop a habit, and that's what they've been practicing, sitting around gossiping and trying to antagonize people. And another one of their favorite songs I noticed is Cruel Intentions. I'm like, well, cruel intentions come with cruel karma to you. So do you, boo, do you. What you meant for bad, the Most High meant for good. So anything you do, it will be organized by me or the Most High, or both, whichever. But all they really can do, because they only gave the illusion that they have power, is sit around and talk shit and throw those spell works out that it's only gonna I think she tried to poison my water, right? And I'm not entirely sure, but I didn't drink it. I was like, no, and my intuition was telling me to, pump fake on that one, to pretend to drink it and put it away, because it was something about her, she was quiet, but it was kind of like, lady was real sus. She kind of smelled like death, like she was on her way out, and about how she looked. I looked at her. It's like this lady probably does some horrible spell work, and it's showing on her now. She's probably done some horrible spell work in her days, and it's not, it's judging a book by its cover, but also by the spirit. I was like, nah, test the spirit. So she gave me the drink, and then she disappeared. Like she said she was going to go get a soda. We were working kind of like out of the same box or whatever, and I don't know. I just didn't trust it, but she never came back. Like I finished the whole shift and everything, and she was gone, baby, gone. I don't know if she went to the cafeteria, went to go sit down. It was some weird shit. But I could be very wrong. I mean, but don't go putting shoes on if they don't fit, right? But yeah, I don't. Collective don't trust people's foods, drinks, that they're giving to you. It's not in a paranoid sense, but it just tastes better coming from your hands. Let's just say that it just tastes better knowing it came from you. And so I just got off work. This sun, makes people a little tired of me. And your ancestry shows up through your face. Like I made a written post, saying that the burden of the weight of those lies makes your skin thinner. It's like when you face the truth and you let the truth just punch you in the face a few times, right? It gives your skin a certain thickness, a certain luminosity, right? And it makes you age a little younger. You get exfoliated more often when you're just living and loving in the truth. It's like I love you, but from over there, right? Just the fuck out my face is where I love you from. And just like for them, it's like it's pure hatred. They gonna hate you in your face. They gonna hate you from a distance. It's just like, damn, they gonna hate you to the point that they can't even move on with their lives. They can't even have normal conversations anymore. When you walk into the vicinity, it's just like, oh my god, the zombies just activate. Once you shine that little light, or you drop that little thing, and then it becomes a hot topic for them because they simply cannot move on. And it's just Zombieland out this bitch, man. It's idiocracy and Zombieland at the same time. Like it's like the politician or political world, right? Idiocracy for the most part. I know it is in this country. I'm sorry, it is what it is, man. I mean, where are our tax dollars going? And that just shows the ancestry, because who's mostly in charge? And the higher ups. And look at how they're looking like they looking with their looking ass, because they looking, right? So it's like, look at the ancestry. I mean, hell, that shit drained the one black president we had, and he was looking old as shit by the time he did his term in the White House, just like, because they wanted to stress that man out so bad, they were throwing all kinds of witchcraft. He still came out looking better than anybody there. Like, he still came out looking more youthful, more energized, and then he left or whatever, and then it's like he rejuvenated or some shit, because they were in there probably doing spell work on the poor man and black magic. And of course they're doing it through the media, trying to give a certain appearance to them, because the media ain't nothing but black magic. Like, look at how they portray Hurricane Katrina versus Hurricane Helene. Two totally different stories. It's just like that is so fucking racist. But on the bright side, those sundown towns are getting wiped out. Moving on. That's I was happy to hear a couple of them got wiped out, like those black owned cities, those black run cities that they came and flooded out, they burned down, they dropped bombs on because they were thriving and they didn't want black people to be competition. Yeah, that shit is coming back, motherfuckers. And your ancestors are popping up and making you tell on yourself. Like, your judgment, the judgment is here. it's here, you know, and you still try, you still grasping on. It's just like, have you ever seen a motherfucker fall and they try to hang on to everything they can on the way down, including you? They don't care if you go down. It's just like they want to just get them last little claws in to try to stay up, and it's inevitable. You see that they are like coffin style falling to the ground, and they're still just hanging on, just clawing for dear life. It's that shit right there. It's just, and it's fucking hilarious, because like I said, we don't have to do shit but sit back and watch, and we don't have to help shit. And there was also a video that says, you know, that was very complimentary to black women, but we ain't gotta help nobody. Why is it all we have to save everybody, and you trying to take away our ability to even save ourselves? Why would we save you? Like, you know, compassion is one thing, but we have to show compassion to ourselves. And if we can't show compassion to us, ourselves, then there's no way we can show true compassion to somebody else who would leave us in that shit situation. They would leave us up shit creek and with no paddles and then drill a hole in the boat. Like, ain't no way. I'm not helping anybody. Anybody who wasn't there before it happened, it's too bad. It's just too bad. Anybody ridiculing, criticizing, your day comes. Every dog has its day, you know, and that could be on a good or a bad turn. But it's all coming to an end, and it's like they're just doing shit to try to antagonize. Like, I don't have a criminal, I don't have shit on my record, and they're trying to make it another story, right? It's like, I know my heritage was stolen. I know I have land that was stolen. I know I have a home that was stolen, maybe two. Some cars, you know, and I just left that shit behind because I know it's coming back to me, and that's point blank citizens, period. There's no, you know, there's no way that I'm not getting what belongs to me. And I'm just waiting my turn, really. I'm just kind of chilling and watching the show, you know, and, you know, the show is very satiating. They, you know, and all they can hang on to is the collective nuts. They clasp it and try to grab straws and try to grab hairs off the collective's nut. And that's really all they're doing, because that's the only that's as high as they can vibrate. The sacral and base chakra, and the root chakra, the sacral, root, and the base chakra and all that, it's at the lowest point of our energy. It's at the lowest point. It's not the lowest energy, it's not the lowest frequency, but it's at the lowest point of our chakra system. And they wanna grab at that so they can try to flip us upside down so they can have access to the crown. They ain't gonna do that, because they wouldn't. That crown is too heavy for their heads. Their necks will snap. You know, they'll face plant or fall back or tumble. You know, like we're Jack nor we ain't Jack nor Jill. We don't fall. We might stumble, but we don't fall. And we're resilient. And half the stuff they put us through, they tell on themselves. It's like I said, is people don't do shit to you out of spite or do things to you unless it's something they know would hurt them. Like, whether they, you know, expose this willingly or unwillingly, that's what will fuck them up. It's not what will fuck the collective up, because the collective is, you know, too resourceful and too intelligent to sit there and wallow in the bullshit. You know, it's just like, can we really use intelligence for these people at this point? Because it's just like they're shelling out so much money. It's embarrassing to admit that they shelled out this much money and resources and time and energy, and overall it's just energy, just to try to stop us, you know, or to try to satiate themselves off of stopping us. It's just like, and now they're just in ruin. They're just miserable. They're fighting each other. It's just like, why did you do that? Why did you say that? And, you know, they're fighting each other, and they're fighting themselves internally. They're fighting, you know, as couples. They're fighting as families. They're fighting as friends. They're fighting as business partners. It's all going downhill. It's a shit show for them, and everybody knows it, and everybody sees them trying to hide it. It's kind of like turning the lights on their roaches, man. It's just like you turn the lights on them and they fucking scatter. It's like they never knew each other. Just like the collectives going, I know I'm gonna be like, shit, I never knew you, you know, because they've been denying me a lot of shit. And, you know, like, all they have been is Judas, and all we have been is Christ, like, very patient, very kind, transmuting all that energy that they've been throwing at us. And, you know, you can see how it is falling apart while they're sitting there trying to crucify the collective. They're on a decline, and they're on their ways to getting caught, persecuted, and executed. And some of them a lot. I feel more of them because since they're so prone to it, they commit suicide. They take the coward's way out. Like everybody knows the joke. Like those people, they, the Judas energies, they are more prone to suicide than the Jesus energy, because the Jesus, energy, our hearts are light. They're not heavy. Only a heavy heart would make you want to commit suicide like that. And that's just their ancestors popping up. Just being like, okay, it's time for you to go. You don't need to fucking be here anymore. So, and maybe just, saying that we got to clear this, or we got to keep this cycle of cowardice going. And that's exactly what it is. It's just a cycle of them being cowards, attacking, throwing a rock, hiding their hand, and they were getting shut down. It was like, where I was working today, it was so funny because just like, they were so classily and truthfully shut down. It's just like, she also said a hot topic, like they were talking about, it's a hot topic, yelling across the shit, and it sounded real stupid, like, and then the chick shut down, like, it was just so classy. She also talked about the hot topic getting our land back. And it was to a karmic Becky. I didn't even look up to see the bitch because she was in another line, and that ain't have shit to do with me, but I heard it. It's my job to pay attention also to what goes on around in case somebody is too drunk and belligerent, and we need to report that person and put them in a holding cell, yada yada yada, or make sure they're not too drunk, this, that, and the third, or security just doesn't need to be involved. But it's just like, it's nice to see who will go out of their way to be a criminal. They're all like, that's what they are, and they're like, that's their whole ancestry is motherfucking criminals. Like, they're still holding on to stolen land and then trying to distract us with people's genitals. What's on, like they did with the Clintons. Like, who gives a fuck if the man got some head on the side, man? I mean, that's his personal life, and that don't have shit to do with how he's running his country. It might be helping. So mind your raggedy business, bitch. I mean, it's just like, that's between him and his wife and that chick he messed with. That's between them, and they want to get, that's what they, did. It's like they were obsessed with like I said, a black person's ass, their genitals, like they weren't checking for those ladies. Those ladies were putting themselves in like enclosures with them, probably throwing themselves at them, and then, accuse them, when they got caught on an elevator or up a flight of stairs or whatever situation they got caught in. They were saying, oh, this gorilla man was trying to approach me and trying to accost me. I'm like, that dude was trying his best to stay his ass away from you. It's like when somebody is a threat to you, or somebody is like appalling to you and not wanting to, doesn't want anything to do with you, they do their best to just stay the fuck away. Seriously? Damn. Yeah, that might be somebody I gotta block because it's too much. It's too much. But anyways, yeah, they do their best to stay the fuck away. It's just like, they do everything they can, but they beat them to the punch and go running out, and then they get a poor black man lynched. Somebody who totally did not deserve it, totally didn't even want the bitch, totally didn't even look in her direction. And they, like Ancestry is still popping up to them through this day. They have to do with the extra and the most, and even the men know it. Ain't nobody checking for the bitch, man. It's just that's why they let them get away with that shit. That's why they're so reckless at the mouth when it comes to a black woman or black anything. And that's why we can't even express our fucking problems without